Since you came here, certainly a lot of guards. Steph's got to be at the top of the list, just with how much he moves. How did that plan evolve? What was the conversation with you, with the coaching staff about you taking him, and what was your focus?
I mean, them just trusting in my ability. I think I've showed that since I've been here, and just that mutual, trust that we have in each other. And, they gave me that assignment. Like I said, when I got here, I want those type of assignments, I feel like that's how I can impact this team and bring value to the team. So, yeah. It's a lot, right? I mean, like I said, he's a hell of a player. He's even more dangerous without the ball. So that 1 second when you kind of think you can relax when you give it up, that's when you got to lock in the most. So, yeah, with him, like I said, he's a tough cover. So us having a lot of bodies that we could throw at him, starting with me, Dennis, whether it was Troy, I think everybody did a great job just kind of chasing him around and, kind of wearing him down and making it hard for him.
You like that challenge?
I do. Like I said, I think that's, my calling on this team. So I like those matchups, those challenges. And like I said, I think that's what I'm here for to do.
It's one thing on the ball, but you did a ton of work just to try to deny him, right, and just not even let him get to it in the first place. What does that take physically, and what are the things that you're watching for as to who has the ball and getting over screens?
It takes a lot, but to be honest, it don't matter who had the ball. Like, I guard him the same way. Just make sure he don't get the ball. I think, compared to him and Jai, it's a lot different. Like with him, there's no shift, there's no digs. I'm just focused on him because he's obviously most dangerous on the court. So, especially without the ball in his hand, the way he move and cut and come off screen. So, like I said, the biggest thing was stopping him and limiting him.
AD's had a lot of big nights since he joins the team in February, but is there anything that is like a tell? Really, if I see AD doing this early, that means that there's going to be more coming.
I say when he attacked the glass like that, I think it just it puts that aggression in him. Like he's aggressive the whole night, and I think he started off controlling the glass. He had like 8 or so rebounds to start the game, and I think that kind of just it charged him up throughout the rest of the game. Just to be dominant on both ends of the floor, and shout out to AD.
The defensive game plan coming in, Vanderbilt spent a lot of time on Steph, but so did you. Just kind of wondered how you guys were able to make it difficult on him until that final push.
I mean, they still, I think, took 50 threes. Our game plan was to get them off the three-point line. So, I mean, we highly contested them. So that was good. But in the first half, they had 12 threes already. So we got to be better there. But I'm glad, we won this game. And JV did a great job, we just tried to make it as hard as possible for him. I mean, he's the best, greatest shooter of all time. And we just, try to be urgent there.
Golden State was something like 19-2 in this building in Game 1 since 2015. What is the kind of the meaning of, and that was in the past now, but the meaning for you guys coming in and getting a Game 1 victory coming out the last series?
I mean, Game 1's always important, especially on their home floor. We wanted to be, 100% locked in, try to get that one. And, I mean, everybody did a great job just competing. Being urgent, following the game plan. AD big time with 30 and 20. I'm glad we won the game.
You were able to find some pockets to score in the first half, kind of get going there. What were you seeing with the way they were defending you, and how much were you help kind of playing with AD and what he was doing inside?
Yeah, I mean, first series wasn't. My Achilles was still bothering me. End of the day, I gotta be aggressive. To help Bron and AD if I'm on the floor. Of course, defensively, I try to be, aggressive and try to make it as hard as possible. Offensively, I got to push the pace a little bit more and be aggressive. So, found some opportunities in the first half.
It was good to strip of Steph near half court, and then you took it down the other end. Was that from what you were noticing in the moment, or did that come from film study and studying tendencies coming?
Not really. The first, the last steal I got like that probably was in Germany. I used to be aggressive there, but I got to do it a little bit more. I've seen an opportunity there and went for it. And good.
How exhausting is it to score?
What's that?
How exhausting is it? You're scoring, rebounding. making free throws, chasing Steph around, chasing Jordan around.
So you knew this was going to be tough. Pretty steady build in the second half, building that 14-point lead. Obviously, you needed all of it. What was that crunch time like as you guys were trying to hold them off?
Obviously, we didn't make too many shots down the stretch, but we got stops when we needed stops, and hey, a win is a win.
The job that you had, just defending Clay and running all over the court, then still having legs for offense. What's the different challenge in this series than from the Memphis series?
Like you said, Steph and Clay, even JP, they never stop moving. They're always going. So, just getting rest, as much treatment, feeling as good as you can, because someone's got to run out there and chase them around and try to make it difficult for them.
Kind of a different challenge, right? When Memphis getting hit a lot, it seems like, are just real physical, and this one maybe not hit as much, but running. So is it a lot on the legs either way, basically, at this point?
Yeah, I think so. Even Bane last series, he comes off a lot of down screens, double screens, ball screens. So it's kind of similar in that sense. But yeah, we're athletes, and we train to go through this.
And just the level of importance for you guys getting this win, like you did last series, to take home court.
Yeah, it's huge, coming out, winning game one, taking home court. But like we said after the game, the job's not finished. We come back, whatever day it is, Thursday, and we come back to try to win that one. Keep the same mindset. It's not the first one to win one game; it's the first of four. So we got to keep good mindset going forward and stay locked in.
And the walk-off, LeBron said that it's super important against Golden State to maintain composure. You had mentioned that before the game. You're going to make runs like that. What was the turning point after they made that big push down the stretch?
I just think us being solid, remaining solid, staying organized offensively, and not getting disappointed or discouraged defensively. Came in with a game plan. We knew it was going to be ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys within this 48-minute game. That's just who they are. They put a lot of pressure on you to guard continuously, second by second, minute by minute, quarter by quarter, half by half. So the biggest thing, again, us having a next play mentality and giving multiple efforts. You saw plenty of times guys getting into the paint, guys active, spraying around, taking quick outlet to 3 passes away. Our guys being active, AD specifically, in the paint, showing his hands, getting deflections, getting blocks, coming up with tough rebounds. And then on the other end of the floor, just trying to be organized, making sure we got a good look every time down, whether it was made or missed, making sure we got good looks.
Believe AD didn't sit in the second half. Just wondered at what point you and your staff kind of decided you could extend him if you needed to, and the importance of trying to get this win in game one.
Well, again, I repeat, this is what load management is about. If it's going to be load management, then we have to manage their loads throughout the regular season in order for us to push them a little further during this time of year. Postseason, everything is at its peak. You have to pare down your rotation, and you got to, push your big dogs. Your big dogs got to be there early and often. And so we just made a conscious decision, communicated on the sideline, and we were able to push him on through and allow him to play the full half.
Coach, Curtis Pashalka, Bay Area News Group. You mentioned AD, obviously a huge night for him, but those 2 plays right at the end where he kind of affected the shots of both Poole and Curry, how huge were those plays?
He's elite defensively. His ability to change shots, block shots, and then still gather the rebounds, that's rare. That's rare company for guys who's able to do that. So, and I told him before the game, dominate on both sides of the ball, and he's been doing that. And we expect nothing less from him, and we expect it to continue.
Darvin, here are the other names of the players in Laker history who've had 30-20 games. Will Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Can you just contextualize that top-to-bottom performance you got from AD tonight?
You're talking about top 75 players, some of the best players that our league or basketball in general has ever saw in its history. And so, again, that's what we expect of him. We know that's what he's capable of. It's great. We needed every bit of all those points and rebounds and block shots and assists as well. So the biggest thing for us is, again, not to get happy, stay humble, respect our opponent, but also know that there's a ton of work left to be done. And it's not the first to one, It's not the first with the greatest performance individually. We just got to keep stacking days, keep coming out, putting our best foot forward.
Darvin, what was the message at halftime? I believe they were shooting almost 44% from the three-point line. You had only attempted 8 and made 1, but you were winning the game.
Just playing with force. You know, obviously doing what we could in transition. You know, again, they're a tough ball club, and you know, anytime you got Poole, Thompson, and Curry seeing shots go in, it's a nightmare. And so just not getting discouraged, not getting disappointed, but all the while remaining forceful on our offensive end, playing downhill, loving and living in the paint, putting a lot of pressure on them to guard in the paint. I think that the free throw line definitely helped us, and our ability, again, to not just hold the ball, to set good hard screens, come off, swing the ball, drive downhill, secondary and third side drives. It went well for us in that department, and so we just got to figure out a way, you know, try to do what we can to guard them better and not allow them to get loose so early and often from the three-point line, but yet maintain our physicality and our force on offense.
Darvin, when you have Dennis scoring as well as playing defense, running behind Poole and behind Steph, how beneficial is that to you guys?
It's huge, especially him showing up our second unit, him coming off. I tell him all the time, be aggressive, assertive, and make quick decisions. Don't think twice. And all of our guys, they encourage, you know, Dennis, Austin, D'Lo, they all get encouraged by our two captains, Bron and AD.
Yo, right over here, other over here. This is a second straight series you guys have won the first game. What's allowing you guys to do that and on the road?
Just locking into the game plan. Obviously, getting off to a good start matters in the playoffs. Even in the regular season, when you get off to a good start, you give yourself a chance to hold it down throughout the game. Honestly, we just locked into the game plan, and everybody was committed to it. Everybody from the bench to the starting unit, you know, there was no let up. And we were locked in for 48 minutes and allowed us to get the win.
D'Lo, with the noise in this arena, how difficult was it to communicate on the high picks at the three-point line to make sure that you guys were not surrendering uncontested three-point shots to Steph and Clay and Poole?
I mean, it's not really that loud. For our group, it's all about the game plan. We know we got to be up. You know, it's things that we know. So as far as yelling and screaming and losing your voice trying to do it, it's kind of irrelevant. You know, we know what we got to do. So you know, nobody needs to be told it, honestly.
Yeah, D'Lo, how impressed have you been with AD?
Big, huge performance. He's been dominating the playoffs. Gets a lot of hate from the media throughout the year, and I wasn't a part of it, but I don't know what you could say about the guy. He was on the court for almost the whole game. Last series, he dominated when he was out there. Never asked for a sub, never asked for a break. If he can play, he'll dominate the game. If he can't play, he can't play.
D'Angelo, just wondering your familiarity with Golden State and kind of how they defend the spots that you're looking to get your shots in, and how different that is from the Memphis series and this series, and you know what you see as kind of the keys to that part of the game.
I mean, they're a good team defensive unit. You know, they do a good job of selling out to their rotations, activating their scramble. They might run a guy off, and the next guy's there ready in rotation. They've been doing it for a while now, so I don't know. You just got to trust the pass against those guys. You know, they make you go to your second and third option throughout the game, and you trust the pass. It could be a good night for anybody. If you go against it, it's kind of tough.
D'Angelo, there's been a couple of games where you've had these spurts in scoring. Tonight was third quarter. I think you scored the first 8 in the third, and you guys kind of needed that. What kind of gets you going, and what are you seeing in that moment?
I mean, I don't know. Just it's an opportunity to be ready. You know, they're a good third quarter team. We all knew that. So for us to get off to a good third quarter start, everybody was kind of coming out ready to be aggressive. And the game just allowed me to be the one to kind of take advantage of it at the time. But they're a good third quarter team. We know that, and we just wanted to, you know, handle that and be locked in as a group.
Dennis, when they cut it from a 14-point deficit all the way.
You see me, Dez?
No, I said Dennis said D'Lo. My bad. So I was literally just talking to Dennis. That's my bad.
Oh, good.
When the Warriors cut it from 14 down to 0, obviously you guys were able to prevail and get the win. But what do you think you guys learned as a group from that sequence and apply it to the rest of the series?
We were just locked in for 48 minutes from the start to the finish. That team's dangerous. You know, they shoot a lot of threes. A lot of threes can get you back in the game when you're down by a few possessions. So knowing that they can, you know, explode at any time and get themselves back, you know, within one point or one possession game, whatever it may be, knowing that every possession matters. So Vando, Reeves, Dennis, all those guys were huge. Troy Brown, all those guys were huge. Things you don't see on the stat sheet. But when you watch the game, they impacted winning to the fullest.
D'Angelo, Golden State's coming off a 7-game series. You just played a very physical Memphis team. Did you sense any advantage tonight as far as perhaps stamina is concerned? I know they made that run in the final 6 minutes, but did you sense anything from the other side as far as, you know, maybe an advantage you have when it comes to getting up and down?
I mean, if you rebound the ball, I think both teams are dangerous. You know, we get out in transition and we get dunks and threes. They get out in transition, they get a lot of threes. So if we can limit that, I think that's our advantage. Not really the previous series and things like that. Obviously, you know, series can prepare you for the next one as far as physicality and things like that. But as far as the resting and the time off and all that extra, I don't think that really matters. I just think we locked in for 48 minutes. Whatever we got to do with whoever's out there, everybody's ready to impact winning. Yep, thank you.
As much as you've, over here, AD, as much as you've dominated in the postseason, do you feel like you're proving people wrong, or does that matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care what no one thinks. Only, you know, the guys in the locker room, coaching staff, it's only opinions that I care about. Other than that, I just go out and play basketball, try to do what I can do to help the team win. Opinions outside the locker room, what guys say, guys think, you know, is irrelevant to me.
Coach Ham said that both of you guys have kind of been a rock for him and kept him afloat mentally in a lot of ways. What kind of advice have you had for Coach, and what do you think about how he's grown this rookie season for him as a head coach?
You know, for us, you know, we've been a part of this franchise, you know, the longest that's on this franchise right now, and we've had our battles together. So, you know, for us to be able to, you know, have that relationship with the coaching staff and have that relationship with Coach Ham, you know, and him to be able to trust us on the floor, that we can be an extension of him, you know, to relay his commands, relay his messages. I just think it just makes it a lot calming for him, that he knows that he has guys on the floor that has been in a fight, has been in a foxhole, and has had experience, you know, in tough games, you know. So, you know, every game and every day is another learning experience for our coaching staff and for us. And, you know, we just try to, you know, make it as seamless as possible when we step on the floor with the game plan that they're giving us.
LeBron, I'm sure you guys knew they were probably going to make some shots and make a run towards the end. When you guys were not able to score and they did catch you, was that a lack of execution on your part, or did you guys just simply miss some shots?
No, it was never a lack of execution with us. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, we only had 8 turnovers, so that let us know we was not sloppy with the ball. We were executing at a high level. We just missed some shots. You know, I can think about 4 or 5 shots. AR had a shot from the left wing, missed it. You know, I had a fadeaway, you know, jumper in the paint, missed it. I was able to hit AD on the cut, one of his patent jump hooks. He missed it, got the offensive rebound, missed it again, and then they lost it around their sideline, gave us another extra possession. D'Lo had a wide open 3 opposite of their bench. Sometimes just a make or miss league. We executed to perfection, we just didn't make.
LeBron, I know both of you guys aren't too statistically inclined at this time of the year. It's just about getting the W. But you had the 2020 last round. AD has 30-20 tonight, and he joins Shaq, Elgin, Kareem, and Wilt, in franchise players who have done that, wearing the purple and gold. What is that? How does that encapsulate, like, him joining a list like that, what he's doing for your guys' team right now?
I mean, the Lakers franchise over the years, over the course of their existence, has always had dominant big men and dominant guys that have been a force at the rim, and that's why their jerseys are in the rafters. And AD will be up there when he's done playing, and the number 3 will be up in the rafters, and he continues to show why he's one of the best players that we have in this league, and and for us, it's just a treat for us to be able to have such a dynamic player that can, not only go out and get you 30 and 20, but also command the paint defensively, can switch out the guards, and also give you 5 assists as well. Improve it as well. So it's a treat for us, it's a treat for the Laker Nation, and a treat for the franchise to be able to have, another one, in their franchise that wears the purple and gold. That's in the present right now.
Hey, LeBron. Oh, here.
I'll take my watch next week. Or a car.
You have had a lot of great historical games against Warriors in the old Oracle Stadium. How do you feel to win your first playoff game in the new Chase Center, as a Laker?
Well, it's always great to win in the postseason, no matter where you are, no matter who you're playing, because it's very difficult to win in the postseason. So, like I said, like you said, I got a lot of history in Oracle, and a lot of battles in that, in that arena over the years. So it's definitely a different feeling walking in here into a postseason game, being in the Chase Arena now, like you said. But that Warriors and that GS and those colors that hasn't changed, and so my focus and my respect for them hasn't changed as well. And it's just an honor to be able to play this game at a high level, play with other great players, and then also look on the other side and see other great players, and you be a part of something that's historic, something that will last a lot longer than we are today. So it's pretty cool. Thank you.